From Art Bernardi Stadium, it's Butler High School football brought to you live by Armstrong, your friendly neighborhood channel. Good evening, I'm Ed Cody along with the Swami George Abraham to bring you all of tonight's action from the Butler Golden Tornado and the Meadville Bulldogs, and we are underway. Butler won a toss deferred to the second half. Meadville on the return out to the 28-yard line. Fired up early, both teams are ready to go. Meadville last week, they defeated Corey 27-14, the running backs, Jordan Lawrence and Miller. They rushed for 116 and 103 yards respectively.
And like that wing tee, Eddie, they get that ball on the ground and move it. It's up to you to get it from them. If you don't, it's a long night.
Yeah, the thing about that wing tee, George, everyone ignores the fullback, and then sooner or later he hurts you with burst up the middle. Double slot to the right. Here's a handoff to the fullback. Lawrence, and he gets nothing.
Good job on the middle of that Butler line. There was nothing there.
Middle of that Butler defense, anchored by Leland Anderson and Nathan Fulmer. Lane Zimajowski and Terrell Holderson are the ends. Crispin, Hill, and McCombs the linebackers. Braden Littlejohn, David Graff, Landon Lacey, and Ian Williams in the secondary. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. The sweep to the right. Taking it in, there's a penalty marker. There's a runner breaks it on the right side. Dumped out of bounds with a late hit out of the in front of the Butler bench at the 42-yard line. And that was running back Braden Miller.
There are two flags. There's one on the play and there's one after the hit out of bounds.
Last year, Georgia Bulldogs 12-2, District 10 4A champs, went on into the state playoffs where they lost, but a tremendous year, 12-2, and Coach Ray Collins, 10th year, 66-38.
Nice record, and as you say, 4A, you have to replenish your roster. It's not like you have 100 out to choose from.
Yeah, last week against Shaler, Butler, Shaler's quarterback Smetanka just killed Butler, 20-22 passing for 180 yards. Butler could not get a running game going in that 38-7 loss. March holding. Now they're going to bring it back the other way. And bring it back the other way in a 15-yard penalty.
So you had a chance to stick them way back, and you hit nonsense out of bounds.
So that puts it out at the 34.
2nd and 6, I believe.
Yes. It's so important for Butler to get their program ready for next year back in the WPL in Class 6A.
It's a meat right in you now.
2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs at their own 34-yard line. Sweep to the left. Maybe picking up 3, so that'll bring up the 3rd and 2.
Well, coming to the ball, as you said, a little bit of a hole there, but not much.
That was Brighton Anderson, the ball carrier. 3rd and 2. Now it looks like the stick says 3rd and 1.
Yeah, I think we're closer to 2 originally, as you said.
Led by Nathan Fulmer. And right defensive end, Zimajowski ready, and Landon Hill, middle linebacker. So that brings up a 4th. They lose 1 on the play, so it'll bring up a 4th and 3.
They look like they're going for it.
All right, let's see who's back deep for the Butler. It doesn't look like Braden Littlejohn, number 2. Nicholas Williams back to punt. will take a bounce and down by Meadville at the Butler 32-yard line.
You know what? If that snap takes that long to get back on, like Butler can get one of those. That takes a long time getting back.
All right, Butler with the first possession. Their quarterback, they used 2 quarterbacks last week. They threw three picks, and then the backup quarterback came in, Ali Tepe, threw for 147, but he was injured this week. I'm anxious to see if he's in the lineup. Otherwise, it will be Noah Ritchie. There's a jet sweep to the left, and Meadville all over it, and a loss of 2 on the play.
They were ready for that. They had seen that on film or something because they never even got started.
Butler stays predominantly in the spread set. Low. Flare pass out to Littleton. Miami, Ohio recruit. Picked up a 30 on that pass play. There's a handoff to Little John off the right side. Gets a couple of yards down to the 38-yard line.
Not much hole as far as space for him to run. You know, when he gets outside, he can take it all the way. We had been a D1 running, you know, in our years of being on television. Haven't had too many.
No. Of course, Meadville did with their great Journey Brown, who ran for what, Georgia record 680 yards.
One game.
That's one game. That's a national record. No, Ritchie, he's going to be sacked and brought down for a loss way back at the 47-yard line.
Brighton Anderson, and coming off the corner, he came
hard. Yeah, the outside linebacker is also a running back. And they're not big on linebackers. There was 170, 150, 165. The biggest one is Ty Tidwell at 210. And Butler with a decided size advantage. So it's 3rd and 15. Ritchie rolling out, pass nearly intercepted and then nearly caught. It's incomplete. And we'll bring up a 4th and 15 at the Meadville 45.
Each team's had the ball, you know, traded first down. It's a pretty even game so far.
And if you're wondering about Butler being in their fatigue uniforms, it's military night here. Nicholas Williams back deep for the Bulldogs. Christian Mortimer to punt for Butler. Take afterwards by Little John. So it goes out of bounds. The Bulldogs will put it in play. They're going to spot it up there. The 25-yard line.
A big procedure.
Well, I think they spotted at the 25, was it not?
No, 20, but I
Was it the 20?
I don't know that I'd want him to kick it again. He aimed for the sideline that time.
Now here's the surprise. I didn't know Little John punted. So he's back there kicking. Well, Isaac is an outstanding athlete.
Yeah.
There isn't anything he can't do.
No, I've seen him play basketball.
And Williams is a dangerous guy. I don't think you want to kick him the ball. He's maybe their best athlete, both sides of the ball. High snap.
Uh-oh. Almost got it.
Takes a favorable bounce, and Butler will have it at their own 18-yard line. Or Meadville will have it at their own 18-yard line. We have 6:58 to go here in the first quarter. There is no score between Butler and Meadville. I didn't know this. When I was doing some research for this game, Butler started last year off 4-1. Lost 6 straight, plus a loss last week. It's a 7-game losing streak that they're trying to stop. I did not know that.
They want to get that taken care of tonight,
Absolutely.
obviously.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. At their own 18. And a sweep to the right, nothing there. A loss of 2.
You know, they say when you're playing this offense, you have to find the ball. Butler having no trouble doing so.
Looked like Braden Miller was the ball carrier on that play. They're spotted, make it 2nd and 11. Back at the 17-yard line. Thing about the wing tee, you got to be patient with it. If that's what you're going to run, they only throw the ball 6-7 times a game.
Right.
There's a pass. Receiver wide open down the middle, and a pass from Tate Reichel to his receiver. That looked like George Brighton Anderson.
Absolutely. As you say, you run. All of a sudden, you fake it, you pull the ball out. Guys running down the center of the field wide open.
So the football at the 45 of Butler. 38 yards in that pass play. Well, good to show you want to bunch up, line of scrimmage. We're going to go at you deep. Motion, a handoff to the fullback. Drive straight ahead. Does Jordan Lawrence.
That was a nice run. There wasn't a lot of space there, and he made something out of it.
Now you know how big Lawrence is, 5'9", 150. He runs like he's 205.
He runs hard.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Football at the Butler 42-yard line. Motion left. And nearly a fumble there. And stumbling and going down is the running back, Brighton Anderson, and who made that outstanding defensive play for Butler coming up from their linebacking position.
Great play there. That was a good. He had time. He had space if he beats one man, but he couldn't beat him.
Apologize for missing that tackle. Did an outstanding job. I couldn't tell if it was the right defensive end or the outside linebacker for the Tornado. 3rd and 10. Off the right side. Pick up down to the Butler 40-yard line.
Now you have 4th and a long 4. Do you punt them deep or do you go for it?
I'm going to punt at this stage.
They don't appear to be doing it.
So it's 4th and 5.
They're going.
There's a sweep to the right. And they're not going to get it.
Nice job. Very nice job.
That was Braden Miller on the carry. Picked up 3.
Stop. Not even close.
No. Butler will take over at their own 38-yard line. 3:45 to go here in the first quarter play. No score. Fumble on the snap. And the Richie's going to take it straight up the middle. No gain on the play.
I'll tell you what, just to get back to the line, that was a good play by Richie. That snap was very, very low.
Georgia, thank God we have a monitor
Oh,
in front of us. I love the military look, but we can't see the numbers down on the field.
It's called camouflage for a reason.
Or camouflage, I'll tell you. Richie rolls to his left, runs into traffic, and he's not going to get away. Brought down by the defensive tackle.
Landon Father was in on that play, Eddie. That was a nice
and Jordan, he's 185. The whole defensive line, there's only one guy over 200, and that's Alex Huff at 260. Everyone else is 180, 185.
You know, Eddie, 4A ball, that's not unusual if you're not an Aliquippa.
Right. Loss of 5 on the play. 3rd and 15 for the Golden Tornado at their own 33. Here in the first quarter, 2:38 to go, scoreless. Richie back, look, what's the throw? Deep downfield, is going to overthrow his intended receiver. And that was Little John at the 30 of Meadville. 4th and 15. George kind of so far, the same problem Butler had last week against Shaler. Couldn't mount a running game, only 73 yards rushing in that game, and that's just not going to work.
No, but it appears that Coach Christie would like to get the ball to Little John any way possible and is trying to find ways to get the ball in his hands.
All right, Little John back to punt. He's standing at his own 21-yard line. Nicholas Williams back deep for the Bulldogs at his own 30. Kick's going to bounce away and down by Butler at the 28 of Meadville. And when we come back for the second quarter, we are going to have a special guest. Someone who knows all about these military uniforms.
Absolutely, he sees the numbers clear.
I should have made him a sponsor.
Absolutely.
I'm going to wait to tell you who it is when we get into the second quarter here. We have 2:15 to go in the first quarter of play. No score between Butler and Meadville.
Keep flipping that field, Ed. That's all they're doing.
You know, the only pro coach ever to use the Delaware wing tee was Marv Levy with the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's back when Bill Boren was a half.
Yeah. Here's a direct snap and nothing on that play. Snap back to
holding, Eddie.
Okay. Holding on a play.
I would decline it. You're on second down. They're behind the sticks.
That's the second quarterback, Jacoby Thompson, a sophomore, on that carry. So Meadville's had a number of penalties to hurt them. There's going to be now 1st and 20. Move the ball back to the 18-yard line.
When you don't throw the ball, it's hard to be behind the sticks.
First and 20 for the Bulldogs at their own 18-yard line. Strong set to the right, split left. And Jacoby takes off and runs, comes out across the 25 and up to the 27-yard line for a pickup of 9. Make it 7, 2nd and 11.
That was 11. That was Nick Williams.
Was that Williams?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
I talked to the Wilmington coaches. They scrimmaged him last week. They said he likes to do a lot of that.
George, he's their punter, their field goal kicker, punt returner, kickoff returner, ball carrier, wide.
Like Andy Griffith, a little bit of everything.
Coach Ray Collins sees the talent and he's going to use it.
Absolutely. This was a straight run all the way.
Yeah, and he turns the corner. That picks up maybe 4 yards, maybe 5. Bring up 3rd and 6. The 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs at their own 33-yard line. Actually closer to the close to the 34. We're down to just 1:07 to go here in the first quarter of play. There's no score. Trip set to the right in Meadville.
Run all the way.
And there's Jacoby, the sophomore quarterback, and he's going to run for the first down.
Jacoby Thompson showing off some wheels. That was a straight run all the way. No trickeration there.
I don't think Coach Ray Cullen's trying to trick him. He's trying to use his athletes, and he's got some speed on this offense.
They always have athletes. I played basketball against them 40 years ago. They were great athletically men.
I was coaching my first year at Oil City, and we played at Meadville, and we got thumped 47-7 up there. Running backs back in. Oh, bad snap. All the way back, and a loose football, and scramble for it. And Butler jumps on it. Wow, you talk about a huge play. This one, the Bulldogs have built momentum, and they turn it over. Well, let's see, the officials are going to say recoverable. Okay, Butler will have the ball and fumble.
16 got it. Kyle Newton Boston, am I correct?
Pardon me, Swan?
16 recovered for Butler. Number 16.
Oh, I check the monitor. See, there's an injured Meadville player down around the 27-yard line. Butler will have the ball where? At the 23?
That's what it looks like. Classic mistake there when that ball's get on the ball. Don't try to pick it up. Don't try to be cute. Dive on it.
You know, the good athletes think they can pick it up and make something out of it.
That's because those guys on TV do it, scoop and score. They're watching too much telly.
That looks like, I'm not sure, so I better not say. It looks like one of their defensive backs that went down.
Here's a replay. He's not even
He's not looking. No. Williams was not looking. He was still making a count that zipped right over. It was not a bad snap.
Oh, yeah. You've got to get on that ball. It's all Butler at this point.
Yeah, let's see who recovered that for Butler. Looked like number 51, Terrell Holderson.
Good.
Is that Williams that's in?
Yes.
Oh, it's a big chunk out of for them. It's a defensive back, a receiver, running back, kicker.
That's not good.
First and 10, Butler at the Meadville 23 with 50 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. Double slot formation for Butler. Motion left. Richie's going to keep it straight ahead. Picks up 3, maybe 4.
Fake the jet sweep and then he keeps it himself.
Second and 6. Ball at the 19. Richie rolls to his right, wants to throw, fires into the end zone, and I think it's intercepted by the
It was intercepted. Definitely.
He threw it into triple coverage. And the Bulldogs.
Number 2, is that Ryan Rachel got that ball?
Yes, he's the safety. And a big defensive play for the Bulldogs gives them the football at their own 20 with just 6 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play.
Golden opportunity for the Tornado to get the lead. Second down, if that guy's not open, sail it out of the end.
Right.
With 2 more plays.
So this, unless there's a big play, this is going to be a scoreless first quarter.
And that went up and high pointed that ball.
Yes, and that was intercepted by number 24, who came into the lineup in place of Williams.
Maury Greenwood. Big run.
Oh, what a way to end the first quarter for the Bulldogs.
He did not want to go down.
That runs all the way out to the 50-yard line, 30-yard run.
Right, Anderson.
That's the end of the first quarter of play. With the score of Butler nothing and Meadville nothing. And I want to introduce to you our guest, former Butler High School football player, Butler grad from 1974, somewhere around there. I had the privilege of coaching him. U.S. Marine Corps retired Major General Pete Tulare. Pete, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Coach. Good to be with you.
Good for you to be here on military night, and I want to thank you first of all for your years of service. How many years did you spend in the Marines?
I did 34 years.
Wow! And
Just 30-40.
and at one time you were head of the U.S. Marine Corps in the South Pacific. Is that right?
That's it. I spent a lot of time with this.
Pete, you're one of our most distinguished graduates with that kind of resume. So what are you seeing here tonight? Bring back some memories for you?
I'm seeing a battle on the field tonight. That's I love it. Both hard-nosed football. Nobody taking advantage of breaks, so we'll see what happens. But Butler's they're playing hardball.
So you're retired, but you're a major general, and you're involved in honoring a lot of veterans. Tell us after this play what's coming up with you in honoring Rocky Butler. Motion to the right, hand off to the fullback straight ahead, and he's going to find considerable running room. He's going to actually pick up almost 9 yards and give him 8 on a play.
Yeah, so this year, Ed, we're honoring Rocky Butler with the Semper Fidelis Award at the Fairmont Hotel on September 14th at 7 p.m. And that's for his distinguished work as not only a player, but also a individual that gives back to his community. So we're going to recognize him. And what a cool thing is Terry Hanrad's come back down to actually be part of the award presentation.
Oh, that's just great stuff. There's a run for a first down, breaking into the secondary, going down the left sideline, and knocked out of bounds at the Butler 11-yard line. Brighton Anderson again. Brighton Anderson. Hey, George, they have so many good running backs.
Absolutely. The first guy doesn't usually get them.
So, Pete, you honored not just ex-Marines, but military personnel in general. Is that right?
Not only just military, but also individuals who contributed to helping others going support for education of the kids. So in this particular case, the education that's going to be provided is for the children of the Marines, those that have needs-based requirements.
Excellent. Off to the right side comes Braden Miller, and he's going to get wrapped up. No gain on a play at the 15-yard line.
So Rocky's going to be there getting the award. Hopefully Terry Hanrad will be on the stage with them. We also have John Banaszak will be there also, part of the Steeler organization.
Oh, that's just great stuff that you do that and honor these guys. Of course, Rocky Butler with his own historic story of having served in Vietnam and injured, a foot injury. They thought his football career was over, but come on, and got 4 Super Bowl medals, rings with the Steelers. How about that? Second and 11.
It's true.
Oh, straight up the middle, right? George, what did I tell you about the fullback? They lull you to sleep.
Jordan Lawrence is soft.
Jordan Lawrence busts up the middle.
What a lot of people don't know, Coach, is John Banaszak's a Marine.
Yes, I do. I remember that.
You guys, thanks for your service. I'm from the heart. We really appreciate it.
So, Pete, you played back here when you played for Coach Bernardi, who was also a former Marine. What did you learn playing? How did that prepare you for going into the Marines?
Well, our Coach Bernardi just set the stage, the foundation, with the grit that it takes, hard-nosed football, no complaining, get in there and just fight to get the job done. And that's what Art Bernardi taught me. He's a really important person in my life, and I certainly miss him, and a lot of people do.
Pete, I remember when you were a sophomore, you were all of 140 pounds, and how you stuck with it. You took a beating out there every day, and then the next year, your junior year, you started on the JVs, and then the next year you started the defensive end. So you had that kind of fortitude to stick with it that has served you well throughout your military career.
Well, I tell you, first of all, I'm a lot heavier now. I've eaten a lot more, but as I mentioned to others, I had a cousin who played for the Chicago Bears 14 years, Doug Buffon.
Doug Buffon.
Oh, absolutely.
So with him and the family, you had to play good football.
Doug Buffone from Yatesboro, right?
It is.
Yep.
Roll Valley.
Rural Valley. Played at Louisville.
Walking away never crossed your mind. Coach Bernardi, you were going to stick it out.
You'd have family waiting for you, George. On
Absolutely.
the stadium.
He's one of several kids back in those days that stuck it out in their sophomore year. And there's a run into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yep, absolutely. Brighton Anderson.
Brighton Anderson, who's come on and done a terrific job.
5'10", 170.
Butler with a decided size advantage, George. A nice turnaround of events there and a nice drive for Meadville. So they're on the board here at 9:47 of the second quarter. Anderson, a 3-yard run.
They don't kick, Eddie.
Going for 2. Same formation. Tate Reichel, the quarterback, and a handoff and a sweep to the left. And he gets a shove. Does he get in?
I don't think the ball crossed.
I don't think he did.
That's an important stop there.
Yes. The reason, George, that they went for it is their kicker, Nicholas Williams, is hurt.
There you go.
So, Pete, when you were in the South Pacific, what were your everyday duties like? I mean, I imagine you're in constant vigilance to what's going on. How many Marines were you in charge of in the South Pacific?
There were 11,000 out there, Red.
Wow.
And, it's just leading Marines. It's a great thing. And did 3 tours in combat in Iraq. And needless to say, that's where it really matters for our nation. And was very proud to lead Marines on the battlefield and do all the right things to make our nation a better place to live for all those that have served to make it.
I'll tell you, we're lucky to have guys like you, believe me when I tell you.
But I got to tell you, I love those uniforms they're wearing out there. I can't see the numbers either.
Can't see the I have to tell you a story about a Marine. I was at a Notre Dame Miami game, and I'm in the Morris Inn, and I'm sitting next to this guy. He's a big guy, and I noticed he has this ring on, and I said, "Excuse me, sir." I told him my name. He said, "I'm Jim Martin." I said, "Oh, nice." I said, "You played here, right?" He said, "I played here for Frank Leahy." And I said, "How'd you do?" He laughed.
Yeah,
he said,
how'd he do?
36-0-2 and 3 national championships.
Not bad.
So years later, when he passed away, like 3 or 4 years ago, Pete, I didn't know he was a decorated Marine in World War II. He was the precursor of the naval guys. What they call them? Special forces underwater.
SEALs.
Yeah, like SEALs.
SEALs.
Yeah.
And then he went from Notre Dame to Detroit Lions. He played an entire year with the Washington Redskins with a broken tibia that he taped up every game. That's kind of guys we're talking about that save our country. All right, here's the kickoff. Butler will take it at their own 14-yard line. Nice return, turning the corner,
Nice
and forced out of bounds. And let's see, who was that for the Tornado?
28. Landon Lacey.
That's Landon Lacey, their running back.
It was a nice run. Absolutely.
Very nice.
You guys that serve, Pete, you have no idea the admiration. I was doing some reading the last couple of days. Guys like Stan Musial, Ted Williams, taking time out of their careers and serving the country. To me, there's nothing greater.
Yeah, matter of fact, I was with John Banaszak today. We were actually shooting trap, and he's in the Marine Corps Sports Hall of Fame.
Okay.
As Ted Williams is.
Oh, boy.
Not to mention what Jimmy Stewart did, right? He was a general also.
And the United States Air Corps.
Yes, from Indiana, PA.
Well, Western Pennsylvania, George, this is salt of the earth people, tough people, and I'm very proud to be from the hometown of Butler, Pennsylvania.
Motion penalty, Eddie, starting 1st and 15.
By the way, going back, that scoring drive for the Bulldogs was 80 yards in 7 plays. 1st and 15 for Butler. Richie's going to try to roll to his left. He gets some running room, breaks through, breaks clear. He's going to get a first down. That's the best run of the night for Butler.
That was Little John, number 2.
Was that Little John that put him back there in the spread? Okay. I'm relying on you to pick up these numbers.
Well, I'm a lot younger than you are.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
They have to get the ball in his hands any way they can, Eddie.
Pickup of 16 on that play.
Oh, no, again. Jeez.
Those are the kinds of things that just kill your drives, your momentum.
That's why coaches have gray hair or none at all. Plays like that. My goodness.
False start again. So that'll bring up 2nd and 15. Ball at the 48.
Little John on the keeper.
Not much there, maybe 2 yards.
No. Meadville kids, for being small, they're tough.
Very quick. And doing a lot of stuff up front to give Butler some confusion with the offensive line. So actually, they say no gain on the play, 2nd and 15. Football at the Butler 48-yard line. Meadville up 6-0, 8:12 to go here in the second quarter of play. Sweep to the right.
Good game.
Looked like Landon Lacey, the ball carrier. So, Pete, in your Butler High School career, your senior year, I know you had a nice year. Is there any game in particular that you remember?
Yeah, I do. I remember that Newcastle game that we
at
ended the season. No, we were actually, yeah, we were away, and that was a tough loss.
At Newcastle.
At Newcastle. Yeah.
Was that the 3-0 loss?
3-0.
Yeah, in the driving rain.
Right.
When Bruce Clark in the mud kicked a 38-yard field goal. So we went 9-1, gave up 28 points, went nowhere. They play in a championship game against Upper St. Clair. They're down inside the 10 3 times on the turf at Pitt Stadium. On a day with weather like this, not once did Lindy try a field goal.
There you go.
Yeah, what nobody knows, Coach, is I actually recovered a fumble, but there were 13 people on top of me, and nobody saw it.
At Newcastle, forget about it. You're not getting credit.
At Lindy, I don't imagine fancy football was in his repertoire. If he could help it, he was running the ball.
Oh, those were great games between Butler and Newcastle in those days. And that night, Pete, over there, it rained all day long, and that stadium was still packed with about 12,000, 15,000 people in those stands.
Ben Foner walking off softly at it. He looks like he did an ankle.
Who's that, George?
Number 60 for Meadville, Ben Foner.
Okay, he's an inside defensive tackle. So 3rd and 9 for Butler at the Meadville 46. Motion right. Noel Ritchie rolls. Is it complete? I believe it is, and it's a first down for Butler at the 35 of Meadville.
I love that not quit attitude of Butler.
So pickup of 13 on the play. That pass complete. I think it was Lacey, George.
It was a nice catch. I mean, it wasn't that much room. They got it right in there. That was a big play. You don't want to kick that ball back after they just score.
7:35 to go here in the first half of play. Meadville up 6-0. Butler driving with a 1st and 10 at the Meadville 35. Sweep to the left by Lacey, and he's going to get thrown for a loss.
You know, Little John playing quarterback gives him another look. You know, he can pull that ball out, keep it himself. But another penalty on the play. I think we got a hold.
Loss of 3 in that play. So do you want to take the 10 yards and you want to make it 1st and 20, or stay with this and make it 2nd and 13?
I would push this one back. The other one I wouldn't have taken. No, this one is, I think, no, it's a dead ball.
Personal foul.
Personal foul. That's a big play.
On Meadville.
Yeah, big play there.
So I did not see that. Did not notice what happened.
No, I saw the flag going, but I didn't see what happened. Generally, it's after the play or something like that. I did not see it.
So Butler now will have it at the Meadville 23. 15 yards. Personal foul. That'll help.
Absolutely.
Little John on the keeper off the right side, inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. Pick up a 5.
Going to Miami, and tonight Miami plays Miami. So it won't be much of
Miami of Ohio at Miami of Florida.
Yeah.
He's going to a great school.
Yeah, good
outstanding coach, and Chuck Martin.
Oh, yeah. That MAC is good football. It's underrated.
Just look at the NFL rosters. Little John going to roll to his right. Under pressure, trying to turn a corner, fires. And let's see, was it caught?
Yeah.
Outstanding catch and reception made there.
Preston Simcoe, 32. That's a big play. Jesus.
Nice play by Little John. Rolling to his right and throwing the football.
He's put 2 in there right on the out-of-bounds line. Very nice.
1st and 10, Butler. At the 13 of Meadville. 6:18 to go here in the first half of play. Meadville up 6-0. Motion, Lacey. Little John rolls to his left, gets a little opening, and cracks it down to the 10. Pick up a 3 on a play.
Definite 4-down territory, so 3 on 1st down isn't so bad.
There's Little John. He's going to keep it, and he's going nowhere.
That wasn't there.
No gain on the play.
No, 59 was in there right from the start. There was no chance for anything there. So Patrick Lyon was right in there.
Pete, in the South Pacific, where exactly was your base?
I was on Okinawa, Japan.
Okay. We've had a military base there ever since the end of World War II.
That is correct. And that was our last battle in World War II, battle in Okinawa. Tough fighting.
Yes. I remember teaching history that 10, 15, 20 years later, Japanese soldiers, because they never got the official word to that the war was over, they were still fighting.
Yeah, we did not have iPhones back then.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Now they're one of our allies over there.
They're a great ally.
And I see, because of the growing military presence of China, that Japan is going back to rebuilding their military. Is that not right?
They are no longer just a self-defense force. That is correct, Ed.
Yep. That gives the Chinese something to consider.
Well, we need to make them have something to think about.
Right. All right, here we go. 3rd and 10 for Butler at their own 13-yard line. Low snap. Little John rolls to his right, and he's going to run into traffic. Tries to get away. He does get away. He turns a corner, throws to the end zone. Touchdown. What a play. What a play.
So you can't teach that. They had him by 2 hands, and he spun away and hit a guy wide open. That's what athletic prowess will do for you.
So that score for Butler. He's just terrific. You're going to have to leave him there in that position. He could do so many things.
Yeah, he had both hands around him. He couldn't get him. Look how wide open, too. Look.
And that pass was caught by number 3 for the Tornado.
David
Graff. Mortimer on to attempt the extra point.
Substitution violation. $12 in the huddle, Eddie. Break the huddle with 12 people.
60 yards and 13 plays for Butler. The kick is low. I don't know if it was partially blocked or not, Georgia. He just got a low kickoff.
It didn't get up.
So score remains 6-6. Pete, you went on to Clarion University. What was your major there at Clarion?
I'm a business degree from Clarion, now called Penn West. And
Yes.
I'm on the foundation board at Penn West.
Nice.
You and the other famous alum from there, Larry Richard on KDKA.
Yeah, matter of fact, Larry, for our Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation dinner, Larry's our master of ceremonies.
Oh, he's a great guy. Does a fantastic job.
First class.
Six here in the second quarter. 5:16 to go between Butler and Meadville. And look at that extra point. And I think it just
It didn't get up.
no, it didn't. I think he kind of stuttered just before the kick. I think the timing was off. He got there actually before the ball
Absolutely.
was set.
And they were coming through. 28 was in there.
All right, let's see who's back deep for Meadville now that Nicholas Williams is out of there, injured.
11.
Is that 11 again?
Absolutely.
There he goes. And he's so back in the lineup, and that return from the 10 out to the 40-yard line where the Bulldogs will put it in play.
He's limping a little bit getting up, but he got up there pretty quickly.
Hey, anytime you can get around a 30, and he's limping, anytime you can get a 30-yard return on the kickoff,
Oh, absolutely.
that's pretty good stuff.
No, you're playing on a 60-yard field.
Timeout.
Now, see, that's what I don't understand. How you can come out of a dead ball like that, receive the kickoff, and have to waste the timeout before
Yes.
the half. I don't understand that particular
When
situation.
you actually, you want to save it towards the end of the,
Well, you may
of
need
the
it.
half when you may need
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I get
right.
using it. I understand using it, but not in that instance. The ball was dead.
So the Bulldogs want to talk this over with Coach Ray Collins in his 10th year and a very successful career at Meadville. How about last year, 12-2, George? They just had a terrific team.
Absolutely. Well, remember, we had them here the year before. They almost they goofed
sophomores.
up down at the end of the and the half. They didn't get in, and we knew they were going to be loaded coming back, and they were.
Yeah, because they played all sophomores then.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. At their own 40-yard line, 5:09 to go here in the first half of play. Ed Cody along with the Swami George Abraham. Williams, he's limping, but he's in there. He's split wide to the right. Double slot left.
Keeper.
And it's a straight ahead run on a keeper and nearly a first down, a pickup of 9 on a play.
Nice run by Thompson. You get 2nd down and 1, you're in shape.
Well, you could see that Tate Reichel, their other quarterback, 14, is more of a passer. You know, he made that one pass, and Jacoby Thompson, pretty good runner. 2nd and 2.
He's only a sophomore. Right?
Yes. He's going to roll to his right. He's
keep
going to
this-
take off. He can
absolutely.
run. He
Oh,
can
yeah.
run.
Absolutely.
And he gets upended, but not before he gets a first down at the Butler 35-yard line.
Nice run. Very nice run. Good tackle. Open field tackle, but it was 20 yards down the field. I'll tell you, you have a sophomore quarterback, you have something to look forward to. You're looking at about 27 games left with this guy behind the center.
Gain of 16 on that play. Trips to the left. There's Jacoby. He's going to turn the right corner. Gets maybe 4. 3. Let's mark it at 3.
Nice stop by Butler there.
Down to the 32. Pickup of 3 on a play. Clock winding down. 3:45 to go here in the first half of this tie game between Butler and Meadville. 6-6. Here on Military Night.
3.5 minutes left in the half.
Double slot. Pass incomplete.
It was to Williams, but he was covered, and it was not near the target.
Yeah, if you're gonna throw that slant, you gotta throw it on about his third break inside. So it brings up a 3rd and 7. Actually, they say 3rd and 8 at the Butler 33.
In 4-down territory, you need to get half on this one. You don't have to pass because they can run it twice.
Trips to the right. Williams comes split left. Jacoby's going to keep it, and he's going nowhere. No, he breaks out of the tackle, breaks another tackle, and finally is upended, and a loss back to the 35-yard line.
Nice tackle. Nice tackle.
Boy, George, if he turns that corner, it's goodbye.
Yeah, Marcus Vicari made sure he didn't. It was a nice play. He almost steps out of the first one. Right there.
I don't know how he got out of that one. Gets out of another one. And you look down the sideline, you don't see anyone there. So 4th and 11 for the Bulldogs. They're going to go for it at the Butler 36. Jacoby rolls right. Fires downfield.
Not gonna.
Incomplete.
Turn it over on downs. Butler with 2:26 left and 2 timeouts. Sure has time to get ahead by halftime.
1st and 10 Butler at their own 36-yard line. In a tie ball game, 6 hits here at Art Bernardi Stadium. Pete, do you have an office? You go to an office every day?
Normally it's called the refrigerator. But I do some things in business that keep me facing the Defense Department. So I try to stay active in what's going on in our Department of Defense.
Little John rolls to his right, fires downfield, has a man open, complete, inside the 50 and down to the Meadville 46-yard line. And that was number 19 for the Tornado, George.
Owen Treadle.
Owen Treadle, that's his 2nd reception.
Little John can throw the ball.
Yes, he can.
Especially rolling right. He does a nice job.
Nice pickup on that play. 27 yards on that pickup.
They have the ball in the 47 with 2:11. Plenty of time.
So timeout taken. Pete, do you go around the country visiting any of the Marine Corps bases?
Quite a bit, particularly here in the United States, but I have been to Okinawa also. Still have a lot of friends out there, but also a lot of important meetings that have to involve, discussions with other country leadership, but also a modernization of our Marine Corps.
You get calls from politicians seeking your advice?
Well, they probably want me to hear theirs, to be quite honest.
Motion to the right. Little John going to hand off inside to Landon Lacey, and he's tripped up immediately. Just at the line of scrimmage, no gain on the play. Meadville not fooled by the draw.
But I'd say in all, they do go out and talk to the leadership, both retired and active duty, and they do, I think, a pretty good job of listening. The question is, do they have the abilities, with every politician and their needs and requirements in their backyards to take care of all the requirements for defense.
Rocco Gilberto in there, Gilberto on that play. He's one of their bigger guys on the line.
Yes, actually a loss on that play. Little John back to throw, fakes, pumps, rolls, fires deep downfield. There's a collision, and we're going to get a pass interference call on the Bulldogs. That penalty comes against number 24 for Meadville.
Lacey was the receiver. He was interfered with. It was the right call.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Butler.
93 seconds, plenty of time with 2 timeouts. I don't know what these officials are doing. It's a 15-yard penalty. What do they think they're in the pros?
Ball placed at the 34-yard line. Little John takes off left side, finds a seam, turns a corner, down the sideline, takes it inside the 10, and forced out of bounds near the 5-yard line. 1st and goal.
What a great block. 28, Landon Lacey. He got an extra 12 yards. Lacey was just pushing the defender, and Little John was reading his movement and just did a great job. What just blocked down here?
Pickup of 28 on the play. 1st and goal at the 6. 1:23 to go here in the first half. Butler trying to take the lead. Sweep to the left, turn a corner.
Tutty.
Does he get in? Wait for the signal. He does. TD.
Jet sweep finally paid off. Nice play call and a good touchdown.
Landon Lacey on the run, does a nice job.
Well, he does. He's had a nice game so far, blocking and carrying the ball. Outstanding.
So Butler on the board. The extra point, the kick is up, and it is good. Landon Lacey, 6-yard run.
Christian Mortimer on the kick.
Mortimer on the kick.
Propers, because right now that looms big.
Yeah, it certainly does. Butler up 13-6, and a very nice drive there for the Tornado. Aided by a pass interference penalty, but it's 65 yards in 5 plays.
And that was a good call, that PI. It was definitely interference.
So 1:17 to go here in the first half of play. Butler up on Meadville here on Military Night by a score of 13-6. Butler trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. Mortimer's kick. Short. Taken by Williams, and he comes out across the 30 to the 32.
Nick Baguetta down there on the tackle. Get some young, different guys in on the kickoff team. Always good to get your guys some experience and make a nice play like that.
Well, let's see if Meadville's going to try and throw the ball. I think they've only thrown, what, George, 3 passes here in the first half?
No, they're not a throwing team. We knew that. They're going to catch you off guard once in a while, but they're not going to make a living out of throwing the ball, especially out of this formation.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 30-yard line. 1:11 to go here in the first half. Butler up 13-6. Nice run off the right side, out over the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Braden Miller gets some yardage there, but you don't have time to run off tackle with 55 seconds left in the half. Especially huddling up. They're only going to get 2 more plays.
Yep. Clock running, under 50 to go. Inside handoff to Jordan Lawrence, and he's not going anywhere.
If you're going to do that, you might as well kneel. You can't fumble.
Well, they put Tate Reichel back in at quarterback, a 6'4", 195-pound senior. I thought for sure they're going to throw the ball, but they elected not to. No gain on the play.
3rd down.
3rd and 4 at the 36.
And they're out of timeouts.
30 seconds to go.
If you're Butler, do you use your timeout if they run and try to block the kick? You have nothing to lose.
You have nothing to lose on that. If you're Meadville, you just want to run the ball, run the clock down, and go in halftime down 13-6.
Most things that can happen from this spot on the field are bad for the offense. You know, third down, not a passing team.
Meadville in a tight formation.
Throw.
Reichel back to throw, has a man open, incomplete. Had a man open underneath, missed on him. Now bring up a 4th and 4, 27 seconds to go.
That stops the clock for Butler. Now you have to send 10 guys after this. If they get 15 yards, they're on the 50 and they have 20 seconds. You know what I mean?
But what you don't see from a lot of teams is a hurry-up 2-minute offense at the end of a half.
Well, they're a running team. They're not going to do that. When they pass the ball, everything's roll right, throw right.
Williams back to punt, 27 seconds to go. Is that Little John back for Butler? There's a high snap and a penalty marker. You get delay game.
And I'll tell you, that first snap barely got back there. If Butler's not would have come after this hard.
Well, I know one thing. If I'm Meadville, I am punting the ball out of bounds and nowhere near Little John.
That's exactly right.
Let's see what they do. Williams takes it. He's going to aim it. It's a high kick. And it'll be down by Meadville.
Oh, don't do
Butler
that.
picked it up. Dangerous. Picked it up at the 35-yard line. 11 seconds to go. That could have been trouble. First and 10 Butler at their own 34-yard line. With just 11 seconds to go here in this first half of play. See what Butler likes to do. They want to take one shot deep downfield. Looks like, George, you may see Little John behind center the rest of the season. He takes a snap. He's going to hand it off back inside to Landon Lacey, and he goes nowhere.
That'll do it.
That is the end of the first half of play with the score Meadville 6, Butler 13. And before we break for the halftime, enjoy the halftime bands. Pete, I want to thank you for joining us here and congratulate you on your service to your country and the great job you continue to do.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Pete. We appreciate it.
One of Butler's finest.
Absolutely.
Pete Tulare, Major General, United States Marine Corps. And we'll be back with the second half of play. Enjoy the performance of the Butler High School Marching Band.
The 2023 Nash Marching Band is led on the field by drum major Josh Michael. The band is under the direction of Armstrong Walter, assisted by Eileen Cook, with additional staff, Chris Conley, Ryan Hicks, Miranda Keywood, Sarah Walter, and Jacob McCoy. Tonight, the band will be warning recognition of the song and year-end songs from the 2023 production, Wish. Meadville area senior high band. Go Bulldogs. Ladies and gentlemen, the Butler Golden Tornado
Fighting food insecurity in our communities through Breaking Bread events. Here's how you can help. We're celebrating our 6th annual Avenge Hunger Month. Join us in supporting local food banks and soup kitchens by dropping off these most requested items to your local Armstrong office between August 28th and October 1st. Together, we can knock out hunger. Visit armstrongonewire.com/breakingbread to find a list of community feeding programs in your area.
When we say don't trust your internet to just anyone, we mean it. At Armstrong, our network is monitored 24/7 by multiple highly trained engineers, not just a single person. What else? If you ever have a problem, all service visits are free. That's right, we come to your home to fix things, unlike those other guys. Armstrong, unmatched employees, unmatched technology, unmatched fiber network.
Back here at Art Bernardi Stadium, where the score at halftime is Butler 13, Meadville 6. We hope you enjoyed the halftime performance of the marching bands, the Meadville Bulldogs and the Butler High School Golden Tornado. And congratulations, these kids. They work very, very hard all year long, starting in the summer, to put on these great halftime performances.
Oh, absolutely. And there are a lot of people here that enjoy it immensely.
So let's look at that scoring in the first half. It was scoreless in the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, Meadville at the 9:47 mark scored on an Anderson 3-yard run. It was 6-0. The run for two failed. 80 yards in 7 plays for the Bulldogs. Butler came back at 5:16 mark on a 13-yard TD pass from Braylon Littlejohns to David Graff. It was 60 yards and 13 plays for Butler. The kick failed. It was 6-6, but Butler came right back with a 1:23 to go on a Landon Lacey 6-yard run. Mortimer with the kick. Butler up 13-6, 64 yards and 5 plays for the Tornado, and that's how they lead here at the half, 13-6. A big change in offense for Butler. Coach Christie putting in Braylon Littlejohn at the, I call it the tailback position, where he can run, he can throw, and he's done a fantastic job in the first half sparking this offense.
Absolutely. He is a Division I athlete, and if you didn't know it, you could just watch the game and know that he was big time. They have trouble bringing him down. He can throw the ball in the run, and he can break a tackle at any time.
You just wonder where Chuck Martin of Miami, Ohio will decide to play him. He could be a slot receiver. He could be a wide receiver. He could be your defensive back, a corner.
Absolutely. You get a D1 league like that, there's talent everywhere. It may depend upon who they bring back and things like that.
And what's nice, we'll be able to get to see him play.
Absolutely.
Those games, a lot of them are on, Wednesday nights?
Yeah, Maction, buddy.
Yeah. Miami, Ohio, they're at Miami, Florida tonight.
Yeah, if you took Miami, you can't lose.
All set to go here in the second half. This game brought to you by Armstrong, your friendly neighborhood channel. Good crowd on hand on the Butler side. We understand Meadville, it's quite a drive. What, George, maybe 70 miles, 80 miles from here?
Oh, yeah, it's not a short trip. It's about 45 minutes from Grove City, so figure another 25 or 30 minutes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Butler will receive the second half kickoff. They won the toss. They deferred in the first half. And the Tornado looking to snap a 7-game losing streak. George, you can't emphasize enough how it is so important for Butler to have a winning season, not just a 500 season, but a winning season, at least 6-4, that builds some momentum going back into the WPL and 6A next season.
Oh, that's a meat grinder. When you get in that 6A, you're playing with the big boys there, and as you say, every game's a tough game in that league.
Well, you know who you're going to play next year. Right away in 6A, you're playing North Allegheny and Mount Lebanon, Central Catholic, Seneca Valley, Cannon, Mac. Then they're going to cross you over with 5A teams. You're going to play a Pine Ridge and maybe a Penn Hills, a Gateway, and schools like that. So you know the schedule's going to be daunting.
It'll be brutal. The good thing about D10, there are only a handful of 6A teams. 2,
right?
Exactly.
Is Erie 1?
Erie's
Erie High
1, McDowell, Butler 3.
And Butler 3, yeah. Erie Cathedral Prep is 5.
5.
No, at one time McDowell was in this division with Butler, but the traveling for them was just crazy. Traveling from Erie to Mount Lebanon.
Well, basketball, more of a problem because of weeknight.
Right.
In football, you have
Not
4
too
or
bad.
5 away games, and it could have been done had they chosen. The bottom line was they didn't win in it.
Right. They would have 5-5 teams, maybe a 6-4 team.
Absolutely.
But that was a brutal schedule back then.
Oh, no. You start playing Central Catholic, NA, back to, and Pine was 6A at the time.
Don't forget, you still had good teams. Bethel Park and Upper St. Clair are still good teams.
We've done a couple games at Bethel Park, and they could rush that football. Remember, a couple times we were down there, they'd have guys for run for 240, 250, and 4 tutties.
Yeah, I think one game they put 6, and we were doing the game.
Yeah.
They put 60-some points up on the board.
I know.
Well, we're getting ready here to start the second half of play. Art Bernardi Stadium, military night, and just blessed to have our guest, Major General of the United States Marine Corps, Pete Tulare. What a 34-year career he's had with the U.S. Marines, ahead of 11,000 troops stationed in Okinawa. How about that responsibility?
Absolutely, and a nice guy, too. That's the best part of it all.
Humble.
Oh, so humble. Humility is such a fabulous trait that I can't tell you.
He's the second Butler grad to advance high-ranked military. The other was, I believe his name was Greenert, I think he was Secretary of the Navy. Don't hold me to that. It's just off the top of my head. But when you go back, all the Butler great athletes who played in the NFL and so on, and Olympic swimmers, you could put Pete right up there as one of our distinguished grads.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So Butler will receive the second half kickoff. Nick Williams back out there. I think the Bulldogs need him for this second half. And let's see who's back deep for Butler. It should be
It's David Graff's back there.
Graff, number 3. Is it Little John or Lacey?
Squibb.
Scooped up, and Butler will down it at their own 38-yard line.
I like that play. Nothing fancy. Don't be cute. Get on the ball. We'll take it from here. I like that play. I think it's an intelligent play and a very thoughtful play. And we don't have a 72 on our roster.
Yeah, how many times this happened down through the years? How about last year at Mars? They had 2 receivers with the same number. I didn't know who was catching the ball. I gave them both credit every reception.
I saw a penalty in a college game the other night. 2 guys, same number, covering a kickoff.
You could have 2 guys the same number, but one has to play in offense, one has to play in defense.
Exactly.
First and 10, Butler at their own 38-yard line. Little John straight up the middle, has a crease, comes out across the 40, the 45, and up to the 49-yard line, close to midfield. A gain of 12 on a play. First and 10, Butler.
You mentioned that guys playing special teams like that. Generally, they have a half a jersey with another number on it, like a second 3 or something, so they don't overlap because it is a penalty.
Well, let's see, a much better running attack here tonight for Butlers. Last week they struggled. The first half they only had maybe 14 or 15 yards rushing, 73 for the game. Much improved running game here tonight between Landon Lacey and Braylon Littlejohn. Motion, Littlejohn, fake, he's going to keep it, comes up the middle again, finds another crease, takes it down inside the 45 and to the 42-yard line, a gain of 8.
2 things about him. One, I don't know if he's hard to bring down, and something else, he always falls forward.
Yeah, he's just an outstanding, one of the better athletes we've seen down through the years. You see what he does in basketball. George, he has to be, I'm not sure. I'm going to say right now he has about 65 or 70 yards rushing. Second and 3 for Butler at the 43. Sweep to the left. Turning the corner, a first down and more, all the way down to the 30-yard line. Let's see who is that runner for Butler, but there appears to be a penalty. Was that Graff?
There's a hold on that play, I believe.
I apologize. I missed the ball carrier on that play. Holding. on Butler, so that will nullify that 12-yard run. Oh, that was Lacey, the ball carrier, Landon Lacey.
Absolutely.
He's just a nice, strong runner.
Yes, he is.
So
That hold came in awful late. That hold came in after he was out of bounds.
Yes.
I don't mind the play, but I don't like the timing of that call.
So what do we have? A 1st and 12?
At the 40.
At the 40.
1st and 10 at the 40, the stick set. Get rid of it.
Little John rolling way back, intercepted. No, he couldn't stay in bounds.
It was the right idea, but make sure you sell it out. If you're going to sell it, right? Don't give him a chance to grab onto it.
So 2nd and 10 at the 40 of Meadville for Butler. Here in the 3rd quarter play at Cody and Swami George Abraham. Butler up 13-6 over the Bulldogs. This is the 4th time they've met, George, and I think the split, or is it 2-1 Butler on the series?
I thought we had the first game 2 years ago here. I thought it was 1-1. I didn't know they had played previously.
Little John with the run off the left side down to the 35-yard line. Pick up a 5. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
First guy doesn't get him down yet. It's that simple.
You're right. This may be the 3rd time they've played. It'll be the last time. 3rd and 5 for Butler at the 35 of Meadville. Tornado leading 13-6. 9:43 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play, and just a beautiful evening for high school football. Little John takes a snap. He's going to keep it. No fake involved. Dances, turns, spins, turns the corner, flashing the speed. 1st down as he's knocked out of bounds just inside the 10.
You notice that last little leveling of the shoulder. He lowered that shoulder and delivered that blow. Great run.
You know, he'll slow a little bit, then he puts that burst in as soon as he sees that opening. So 1st and goal for Butler, or is it at the 10, George? I'm trying to see the spot. 1st and goal at the 8.
Coming out, his looks like his shield is fogged up.
So that should send Noah Ritchie back into the game. Butler 1st and goal at the 8 of Meadville. Looking to increase their 7-point lead.
No, he's back.
Is he back?
Yeah.
To his left, Landon Lacey. Motion. And Little John's going to keep it up the middle, but the Bulldogs not fooled this time. No gain on the play. 2nd and goal. Landon Lacey to the right of Little John. Double slot formation. Little John rolls right, fires into the end zone, low, incomplete. 3rd and goal from the 8. Butler with some tough games coming up, George. Of course, those 2 big games with Erie Prep and Erie McDowell.
They're tough ones. Absolutely.
They just dominated that series with Butler.
You know, they're both synonymous with good football. Prep at the 5A.
What's Prep won? 3 state championships the last 10 years?
Oh, yeah, they're tough. McDowell's good 6'18".
Yeah,
also.
3rd and goal at the 8. Actually closer to the 9. Little John a fumble, gets it back, and gets back just to the line of scrimmage. Be 4th and goal, ball back at the 9-yard line. So Mortimer's a good kicker. You send him on, it gives you a 10-point lead.
Absolutely.
Timeout taken by Butler. They want to talk this over. I'd be inclined to go for the field goal.
You know your kicker. See, we don't know the kicker as well as Coach Christie. He knows his kicker, and that's everything. If it's a chip shot as it appears, then you kick it because they can't get you with a touchdown and a 2.
Or on the other hand, if you don't make it, you have Meadville pinned deep in their own territory. Half a dozen, one or the other. The Butler talking it over. Let's see. I don't see any indication of a kicker coming into the game. I believe you're going to see Little John on a rollout to his right.
Well, you know, it's a much bigger play. Meadville does not want to get down 2 scores.
No. We have fourth and goal for Butler at the Meadville 9-yard line. Little John and Landon Lacey set in the backfield, double slot formation. Motion. Little John's going to look, roll to his right, and he's going to be grabbed and thrown for a loss all the way back to the 27-yard line.
Jacoby Thompson was not fooled.
A loss of 18 yards on a play. A huge defensive play for Meadville, and pretty good field position coming out for them, George, from the 9 out to the 27-yard line.
Absolutely. Huge, huge play.
Meadville wing to the right, slot left. Hand off to the fullback. Lawrence, straight ahead, gets 3 out to the 30-yard line.
As you alluded to, that fullback's just to keep that defense honest, and then you're going to try to hit outside. But Butler's done a nice job all night in the middle of that line, keeping that fullback at bay. I think they had one big run out of there.
Yeah, Lawrence had 116 yards last week against Corey. So you know he's dangerous, and they'll run him even though he gets 1 yard,
Absolutely.
2 yards.
It keeps him from spreading out, exactly.
It's like what Army and Navy do, and all of a sudden they pop that guy through the middle. 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs at their own 30. There's a sweep to the right, a nice hole, turn the corner, and close, and going to get the first down. Coming out over the right side is Braden Miller. Gain of 8 on a play.
5'7", 155 junior. A lot of these guys are back. They'll be a handful next year, believe me.
Well, you don't have a record like Ray Collins, 66 and 38, without knowing what you're doing.
No, absolutely.
And he's this is what you call a program. Handoff. It's a fake. No, it's Lawrence up the middle. Even had me fooled on that. And he gets maybe a yard, maybe 2. They're going to give him 2 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 8 out at the 41.
Jordan Lawrence, another sophomore, Eddie.
6:36 to go here in this third quarter of play. Butler up 13-6. Meadville with a huge goal line stand on a 4th and 9 attempt by Butler at the 9.
Boy, Reichel stands over that huddle, doesn't he? 6'4"?
Yes.
I mean, my
Yes.
goodness, he's a big kid.
Reichel brings him out. Wing to the right, slot left. Motion.
Pass.
Roll out by Reichel. Flips it out. Complete. Through to 2 guys, but the second guy caught it. Doesn't matter.
Nope.
Caught by Miller for the first down. Out across midfield, inside the 45, and down to the Butler 43-yard line.
You know that wasn't designed. There were 2 guys in the exact same spot. Watch this receiver. There are 2 guys right beside each other. Look.
Pick up a 16 on a play. 1st and 10 at the Butler 43. For the Bulldogs, down 13-6. 5:38 to go here in the third quarter. Miller goes in motion. Handoff. And it's to the fullback, Jordan Lawrence. They're going to keep you honest.
Yeah, the interior of that Butler line has done a nice job. This is a
Yes.
tricky offense to play against. They've done well.
Pick up a 2, 2nd down and 8. And don't think Lawrence only getting 2 yards here is going to dissuade Coach Collins from calling or that play again.
No. All it takes is one crack.
2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs at the Butler 41. There's a sweep to the left, and breaking into the open is the halfback, Brighton Anderson, who's had a terrific game, and he's going to pick up another first down for the Bulldogs.
He runs
first
well,
and 10.
Squares those shoulders. I had talked to the Wilmington coach, I told you, and they told me these runners are tough.
They're not big, but they are tough. They belie their size the way they run the ball.
Watch him square his shoulders. He beats that guy. Then he delivers right here. He does not mind taking some contact, which most of the great runners have done over the years.
He picks up 17 on that play. This drive having started at the Meadville 27-yard line. Sweep to the left. Not much here, maybe 2 yards.
Butler kids did a nice job of stopping that. Mark Clemson in that play, 35, just stopped it cold.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line. 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Now they spotted at the 23, so 2nd and 9. Tate Reichel remaining the quarterback here in the second half. He sends Nicholas Williams out to the right. Flank to the left, Braden Miller. In motion,
He's out
throws
there.
the end zone.
Too far. He's open.
Did he catch it?
No.
Okay, he was wide open. Wide open
Nick
was
Williams
Nick
was
Williams.
there, but he had to turn. You ever see one, like an outfielder running for a ball? He turned around the wrong way, and then he had to return, and he couldn't get there.
Yeah, the pass looked like it was on the money.
See, wrong shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, he just pivots the other way, and the ball's in his hands.
Absolutely.
So this brings up a 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs at the Butler 23-yard line.
Remember, they're going to go for it on 4, so it doesn't have to be a pass.
Ryan Reichel split wide to the right. Miller goes in motion. Reichel rolling
Wide
out.
open in the flat.
Has a man open, complete, and it's close to the first down as he's knocked out right in front of the sticks
I think he has
at the 15-yard line. That should be enough for the first down.
You have to give that kid the ball as he's heading upfield. He can't stop, turn around, and catch it and then go again. Had he caught it on the run, he may have gotten even further.
They're going to say 4th and 1 at the 15.
Just sneak this maybe. No. Easy.
Oh, big hole off the left side. It looks like Brighton Anderson with the ball. He's been a terrific inside runner.
Absolutely. 5'10", 170. Not exceptionally big, but he's strong. First and goal at the 5. Almost 6, actually.
6'5".
It's going to be a 73-yard drive, Eddie.
Long one. Big turnaround on defense. Here's a sweep to the right. Down inside the 5 and down to the 1-yard line. Well, the spot of that to 2. That's pretty good. Pick up 4 yards on a first and goal to 6.
Got a Butler guy down.
$2:15 to go here in the third quarter, and the Bulldogs knocking out the door, trying to tie this one up or go ahead.
That was Terrell Holderman there limping off. Hope it's just a cramp, you know.
Yeah, the left defensive end for the Tornado. So the ball 2nd and goal to 2. I'm looking to Miller or Anderson to get it.
I think the key down here give your best guy the ball. I think too many teams try to be fancy and trick the other team. I think you give the ball to your best ball carrier and say, get it.
Well, let's see if they can. Do they choose to pop Lawrence up the middle? Lawrence flanked to his right by Brighton Anderson.
There you go.
It's Anderson.
Absolutely.
And he is, man, is he in? He looks like he's in.
The referee, I'll just keep quiet. Ball's on the 1 inch line.
I thought he was in. Wow. Good call for Butler, I guess. So makes 3rd and goal at the, 1 inch line?
Jeez, it's close.
It looks like he leaned over the line.
We know it's a ball and all that, but it sure looks like the ball was over the line.
Yep. 3rd and goal. Reichel rolls,
There it is.
throws, off the fingertips. Incomplete.
He almost caught it twice.
Yeah.
He says he caught it.
4th and goal at the 1.
Oh, that was a 2-pointer. That's what happened.
Oh,
That touchdown
okay.
was
They
in.
did give him the TD. But I
Absolutely.
didn't see his signal, did you?
No.
Oh, my God. So that TD run, that was
good.
by Anderson.
Yeah.
Wow.
And 23's wide open here in the flat braided Miller. Look, he almost catches it twice. Watch. There's the first time.
Did you see the touchdown signal?
No, I did not.
Well, our cameraman, our astute cameraman did.
Absolutely.
Pointed it out.
Boy, that was close.
Very.
That repa, I almost caught that 2-point.
13-12 Butler. And for the Bulldogs, what a long drive that was. 73 yards.
Yeah, he got him to 27, right? How many plays? 14?
12 plays.
Okay. How about we said earlier that extra point would be big, and here it is.
Well, Williams is back out there, but Coach, I think, felt he wanted to go for the 2 and almost had it, too. Not a bad call.
No, almost caught it, like I said, on the rebound. He almost caught it the second time.
I'm still kind of stunned that I thought he scored, but I kept looking at the official on the far right, and he did not give a touchdown signal. All right, little pooch kick, and Butler will have it.
I'll tell you, they are so cognizant of Little John, they're not kicking deep. They'll give you the ball in the 40, but not the other end. That's a wise coaching, I believe.
1st and 10, Butler at their own 40-yard line. 13-12, the Tornado win a 1-point lead, 1:56 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Ed Cody along with the Swami, George Abraham here at Art Bernardi Stadium on Military Night. 1st and 10 for the Tornado at their own 40-yard line. Motion goes Lacey. Little John's going to roll to his left. Here comes the pursuit. White shirts, and he's surrounded and will go down at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
He will sleep well tonight. He's been in on about 95% of the plays.
Plus playing defense.
Absolutely. Running back kicks.
So Meadville coming into this game 1-0 with a 27-14 win over Corey, and Butler opening loss at Shaler 38-7 and trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. 2nd and 10 for Butler at their own 40-yard line. Double slot formation. Little John going to roll to his right. Fires downfield. No one there. Bring up a 3rd and 10. That stops the clock at 1:19 to go in the 3rd. And George, this has been a fast-moving football game.
Oh, yeah. Not a lot of passing, some passing, but not a lot. That clock's moving when you run the football. Big play for Meadville. Score and get that ball right back is important.
That was a huge turnaround.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Little John back. Rolls, gets away from the pressure, turns upfield, fakes, going to keep it, going to get the first down, going to get more, may go all the way, and finally belted and brought down at the Meadville 30-yard line. A gain of 30.
Three different guys had a chance. They just can't get them to the ground. There's one.
Yeah, even Brighton Anderson, who was in the backfield, couldn't pull himself together to stop Little John. Well, he just moves effortlessly. Has a great sense of the field, great vision.
One thing's sure, you're not going to knock him down sticking your hand out. I can assure you of that. On the 29, Ed, 1st and 10.
All right, spotted at the 29, 1st and 10. Pickup of 31 on that play. Our next TV broadcast will be at the end of the month on September down at North Allegheny when they take on the 5A WPL state champs, the Pine Richland Rams, and North Allegheny, the defending 6A WPL champs. That ought to be a real Donnybrook.
Yeah, they're neighbors, but don't tell them that when they're playing each other. No. Little John taking a blow. Looked like he was a little shaken up.
58 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 Butler at the Meadville 29-yard line. Noah Ritchie at quarterback. And a handoff
nice
from the inside.
Nice.
Handoff to David Graff. And he's going to take it all the way down for a touchdown.
Beautiful.
Beautiful play.
That was a great play call. That
nice little reverse, a little tertiary in there. And David Graff, what a nice run. Well, Butler got the running game going tonight.
That was a good run, I'll tell you that. But there was wide open space. Just a great play call. Great.
60 yards in 4 plays for Butler.
He got that pylon too, Eddie.
Now Butler up 19-12. The final 41 seconds here of this third quarter. All right, let's see what Butler's going to do. Doesn't look like they're going to kick, George.
No. They called him out of bounds. And one.
Oh, they said the touchdown was not good. He was out of bounds. Is it good now? All right, it's good now.
Yeah.
All right, trying to see who can't tell if that was Noah Ritchie who scored or not.
Extra point good.
So the score now, Butler 20 and Meadville 12.
That underneath handoff was just beautiful. That was as good a play as I've seen in a while.
Here we go again.
Keeper.
It's a keeper.
Looked like he was further in on the one they called down, and then on this one they crawled in, and it was
and it was Noah Ritchie. So we have 36 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Butler up on Meadville 22-12. Well, initially on Graff's run, it looked like they indicated touchdown.
They did,
and then they talked it over.
Right.
Here's Williams on a kickoff return. He has some room down the right sideline, and he's going to take it all the way down into Butler territory before he's forced out of bounds near the Butler 42-yard line. Big return.
Oh, that's a great return. Wow. Absolutely. You get it into the opponent's territory. That is big.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Probably the last play of the quarter. Doesn't appear to be any advantage to going either way as far as the wind.
Ball at the Butler 44-yard line. Not sure what the officials are discussing.
No, but they're talking too much. This is bad. It even looks bad.
Well, the referee has his hat off, scratching his head.
They're so short on officials in the Whippy in District 10.
Yes.
It's incredible. They're aging out, and the young guys don't want to hear it.
I don't want to take the heat.
No.
I don't see any change on the position of the football. It's
No.
still placed at the 43, 44-yard line. All right, football at the 43. Meadville going back into the huddle. 26 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here we go. First and 10, Meadville at the Butler 43. Sweep to the left, nowhere to go for Anderson.
The center of that Butler line was tough, and the backs were filling. That was a nice defensive play there. That'll do it for the quarter, Ed.
Yep, winding it down. That's the end of the third quarter of play with the score Butler 20 and Meadville 12. But the Bulldogs in good field position here to start the fourth quarter. And they've had a very solid running game here tonight. I don't see that they're going to change anything.
No,
George.
they're not going to turn into Air Coryell in one quarter. But they've moved the ball well also. They're just, the big problem, and it's going to be for every team that plays Butler, you have to stop Littlejohn. And it's easier to talk about it than do it.
Yes, he's had a terrific game here tonight. And all the Butler running backs have looked good. Landon Lacey and David Graff.
Absolutely.
They've all looked terrific here this evening in a much, much improved running game from last week against Shaler, where Butler could never get the running game started.
Absolutely.
Second and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Butler 43-yard line. Sweep to the right. And the Powells move ahead down inside the 40 and down to the 39-yard line to pick up a 4, bring up a 3rd and 6 for Meadville.
Braden Miller wasn't much there. He's a strong kid.
He's a very tough kid. All the running backs.
He was moving that Powell backwards.
The running backs have great second effort. And you look at Miller 155 and Jordan Lawrence at 150. 3rd and 6 at the 39. Fake, look, throw down the middle. Man open, caught.
Touchdown, or are they going to call him down?
I'm going to say, they're going to give him a TD.
Now, you better have a 2-point play ready because it is huge.
Well, a second long pass play from Tate Reichel, and they found that opening down through the middle of the Butler defense. He just lofted it out there.
Pretty nice grab.
Yeah, and that was caught by Miller.
Yeah, Braden Miller, 23. He's going to do everything back.
20-18, and the Bulldogs going for 2. 43 yards and 3 plays. There's a sweep to the left.
Oh, he did not.
He's
go
still
down.
fighting, and he's not going down,
Nope.
and he's finally
He
down.
didn't make it.
Didn't make it. 2-point fails. We
Bottom
have
of that
ourselves a game.
Evan Reitzel on the bottom of that pile. He held on. It looked like he might break away, but he did not. This is the biggest play of the game right here, stopping this too.
Yes.
Alan Crispin with the initial contact, and then his buddies held on.
43 yards and 3 plays for the Bulldogs. Plenty of time, 11:07 to go here in the 4th quarter. No, I actually thought it looked like his knee went down at the 1. So many times in college and the pros, they blow the whistle right
Well, see,
there.
they replay it.
Yeah.
That's the difference. They get to look at replay. These guys don't.
So Williams will kick it off for Meadville. Bulldogs down by 2. Terrific football game. Couldn't ask for a better game, George.
No, absolutely. Beautiful night, 2 good teams, and looks like it's going to go to the buzzer.
That was a nice play call by Coach Collins.
Absolutely.
Williams all set to kick it off.
He is not going to get beat.
No.
It's their ball.
And they got it.
Absolutely.
Meadville recovers, and it's Brighton Anderson on the recovery.
I want to give their coach credit, Eddie Collins. He knew all night he is not going to kick that ball to Little John. He may start at the 40, but they're not going to start in his end zone. All the credit in the world. Caught Butler off guard there.
Yes, he did, and they have the football 1st and 10 out the Butler 49-yard line, and their offense clicking right now. Actually, their running game, both teams with outstanding running games here tonight, but some surprises from the Bulldogs with those deep passes down the middle.
Well, like you said, you get them all bunched inside for 27 plays, and all of a sudden you throw 2 deep balls, and the guy was wide open. The pass was short. That's why it appeared that he was covered. He wasn't.
There's a pitch back to the running back, breaks into the clear.
Yes, he did.
And gets a first down.
Talir McClure. Nice run, Eddie.
He's also one of their inside linebackers.
5'10", 150.
And he's an inside linebacker.
Yeah, 150.
1st and 10, pick up a 14. Slot to the right. Oh, whacked. Hit immediately and dropped.
Hello.
At the line of scrimmage.
Was that a hit or what? Terrell Holderman, did he give him the wood?
Oh. Yes, he did. He came through from his left defensive end position and wrapped up the running back.
Yes, he did. Woo.
Talir McClure.
Talir, he may go back to huddle and say, you could keep this one. My goodness.
2nd and 12. Sweep to the left, and nowhere to go
No.
for Anderson.
No. Good play by the Butler D, 2 in a row.
It's going to be 3rd and 12.
Landon Hill coming up, really supporting the run. Butler D in these last 2 plays has been tough.
See what the Bulldogs elect to do here on 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12 at the 40. You have to at least get half if you think of going for it.
Slot left, wing to the right. Pass down the middle. Incomplete. I think it was intended for Williams.
Nice effort.
Oh, he had it right. Georgie put the pass right in his hands.
Yeah, he did.
Nice play.
That's a hard ball over your
That's a hard ball over
your
your shoulder.
head. Absolutely.
It's a Willie Mays-like catch.
They're going for it. No, they're punting?
They're going to punt.
Yeah, they're punting. Trying to keep them deep.
Punting from their own 46-yard line.
That's
Good call.
That's the right play. Timeout, Butler.
9:08 to go here in the 4th quarter. Butler up 20-18 over Meadville. And Butler with the timeout. Well, the Bulldogs want to punt and figure maybe we get good field position, force Butler to kick it away.
Yeah, you can't leave the ball at the 40 this early, not with Little John back there.
Okay, the Bulldogs getting instructions from Coach Ray Collins. Williams back to kick, standing at his own 42-yard line.
Oh.
High snap, but Williams gets it. Kicks it up nice and high.
It's a Bulldog mount.
Yep, and they're going to down it at the Butler 7-8-yard line.
Big series for both teams. Butler wants to get it out of here if they would have to punt. They don't want to punt from the end zone. And Meadville would like to get the ball back on Butler's side of the 50 if possible. Big first series here.
1st and 10, Butler at their own 8-yard line. The worst thing coach could say to his running back is protect the ball. Don't even put that in his head. Don't even say it, because as soon as you say it, you know what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Jimmy Johnson used to say, I would never say that to a running back, because as soon as I would say it, he fumbled. Little John rolling out to his left, gets a little running room, comes up over the 10 to the 11 or 12-yard line.
That's the, good first down play. Get that ball out of there a little bit.
So he picks up 5. Second and 5 out at the 13. Here comes a blitz off the corner. Little John scrambles, gets away. There's no containment to his left. He's going to take off, get out of bounds. And there's a block behind the back on a Butler blocker. It's a clip. It's a clip below the belt. So that'll nullify that first down run by Little John.
He gets outside. He gave him the old Elway reverse pivot and got outside. But
Yeah, they brought the pressure from the outside with Jacoby Thompson, and he got in there, and then he was going so hard he couldn't slow down.
You can't
John,
block out there below the knees.
No. No block below the knees, so it's going to be half the distance to the goal line.
Oh.
So moves it back to the 10-yard line.
You know, if you want to throw that block in high school football, you actually have to turn and face them with your hands out. You can shield them with your hands, but you cannot hit them, and you can't hit them below the knees, obviously.
2nd and 8 for Butler at their own 10-yard line. Little John.
They move. There's penalty.
Yep, someone moved.
Yeah. Somebody moved first and he didn't see it. That
Yep.
was the second move.
Illegal procedure.
Yeah.
So now it moves it back to the 5-yard line. The 2nd and 13. Ball at the 6. Now you want to be careful throwing the football down here. Inside handoff, and the Bulldogs waiting for it. Just a short gain out to the 7-yard line.
That first one got him. Second one there, they were ready for. You don't have to throw. What do you do down here? You don't want to throw it out of your end zone, but what choice do you have? 3rd down.
3rd and 7 for Butler at their own 12-yard line. Actually, I'm sorry. 3rd and 10.
Yes, 3rd and 10. That penalty happened out past the line of scrimmage. That's why it was 2nd down and 8 like that.
Little John's going to drop straight back.
He's going to throw it.
Here comes the pressure from Thompson. And this time, Thompson's going to finally run down Little John at the 15-yard line.
It's not easy, is it?
No, he missed them 2 or 3 different, but he didn't quit.
No.
He didn't quit anyway.
No, my goodness.
So that bring up, I believe, a 4th and 7.
He better hope he's not too worn out to kick. He better get one off here. The Bulldogs are going to start in the Butler side of the 50.
Oh, it's a
look. He's tired.
4th and 4 for Butler. At around the 15-yard line. And Little John back to punt. We'll see if Williams is back for Meadville. They're very dangerous kick returner. If I'm Meadville, I'm standing up. I'm telling the guys, don't rush, don't move.
Don't get a penalty. 4th and 4.
Here's the snap. Line drive boot. Pass Williams. He's going to let it roll. And Butler will down it at the Meadville 35.
It's not a bad starting point when you figure he was kicking from pretty deep. That's not bad. Butler flipping the field. They're probably going to have the ball one more time at the most. This is crucial for Meadville.
Yep, 5:21 to go here in the 4th quarter. Butler up on Meadville 20-18. It's been a terrific football game. Good plays on both sides. And you've had some outstanding defensive plays too.
Absolutely.
You know, somewhere in Butler's mind, they got to think about those deep passes down the middle that have burned them in this game.
Absolutely.
And have led to 2 Meadville touchdowns. Hand off to the sweep to the left to Brighton Anderson. And he's down the sideline. He has one man to beat the whole way down. And catching up to him finally.
Nice speed.
Was Landon Lacey, the safety, but not before he takes it all the way down to the Butler 5-yard line.
Big play.
'60-yard run.
Well, I'll tell you, hats off to Lacey. He didn't give up.
No.
That was a great defensive play.
And what a game, George. I'm believing that Brighton Anderson's over 100 here tonight, don't you think so?
Absolutely.
Terrific running back, senior 5'10", 170. And the Bulldogs knocking at the door at the Butler 5-yard line. Anderson motion, sweep to the left, puts his head down, bulls forward, and gets it down to the 2-yard line.
Number 60 looks like he did something to his shoulder for Meadville. Absolute pain. It looks to appear Ben Fawner. I don't know exactly what he did.
He's their right guard. 2nd and goal for the Bulldogs. Ball just around the Butler 3-yard line.
Hey, he's hurt.
Yeah, did they take him out?
No, he's trying to stay in, but man, can hardly stand up. Look.
Yeah.
Nothing. Good play by the
Nothing
Butler D.
for Braden Miller. No, check that. It wasn't Braden Miller. That was Lawrence.
Holderman on the stop did a great job. The only negative to this is Butler's going to have fewer than 3 minutes to score. Meadville had the ball with 5, and they've been on the same yard line. This is 3rd down. Obviously 4-down territory. They don't appear to trust the kicker.
I look for a rollout on this play. It's 3rd and 3. 3rd and goal at the 3, I should say. Slot left. Tight end to the right. Sweep to the left. Touchdown. That was Jordan Anderson. No, take that back,
No,
George.
Talir McClure.
Talir McClure, their inside linebacker, who's come on to run the ball.
5'10", 150, but he got his shoulder square right at about the 2-yard line and then ran right there. Nice run.
I'll
Squared
tell you
the
what,
shoulders.
they're not big, but tough kids for me. They're 150
Absolutely.
pounds.
Absolutely. 2-pointer big here because it forces Butler to make the point, you know.
Yes.
It's bigger than it seems from 4 to 6 because they'll be forced to make the point if they score.
Reichel rolls, fires into the end zone.
Touched.
He caught it.
Yes, he did.
It's good for 2.
Absolutely.
And that looked like Miller on the reception. It was Miller.
Yeah, Braden Miller, 5'7", 155. This is a nice catch. This ball's on the wrong shoulder.
Yes.
Watch this catch.
So Tate, Reichel to Collins for 2.
Oh, a one-hander, Eddie. Nice catch.
Bulldogs up 26
Dang.
to 20.
That was a nice catch.
Very nice.
My goodness.
What a terrific football game.
Absolutely. Picked the right one.
So 60 yards, 65 yards in that drive. I'm going to correct myself again because of the play. Just 1, 2, 3, 4 plays.
Big running play was the key there. The 2 stops inside the 5 actually benefited Meadville because it took 2 minutes off the clock.
So we have 3 even to go. Meadville up 26 to 20. Williams set to kick it off. Here's his boot. Kicks this one a little bit deeper. And Butler returns it out to the 36-yard line.
You got 64 yards in 2 minutes and 52 seconds with timeouts. Oh, only one. They used those timeouts.
Yes. See, that return was for Butler, George. It looked like it's a little bit obscure over in the sideline there. Looked like Preston Simcoe. 1st and 10, Butler at their own 37. 2:52 to go in the game. The Bulldogs up 26-20. Little John drops straight back. Comes the pressure from Anderson. He rolls away from Anderson. He's going to get a first down and more inside the 50 and steps out of bounds at the 47.
You can't let him break contain. That's the one play that can beat you. He goes 25 yards. You can't let him break contain.
That's a cardinal sin for a defensive end, the outside linebacker. You got to pull up and contain yourself and not run with reckless abandon like he did right there. He needed to
push him back to your people.
He went inside and lost the outside containment.
30-yard run, Ed. There's plenty of time.
1st and 10, Butler at the 47 of Meadville. 2:43 to go here in the game. Bulldogs by 6. Little John, who definitely is over 100 yards rushing here tonight. He's going to drop back the pass. Fires downfield. Incomplete.
Pass was there. It was he was wide open. Had a good look at him, but didn't have enough juice on it. Of course, he's got to be worn out. My goodness.
He's been on the field for every single play.
Every single play. And he carries the ball about 8 out of 10 plays.
2nd and 10 for Butler. The incomplete pass, stopping the clock with 2:37 to go here in the 4th quarter. Little John drops straight back. Comes the pressure, pass downfield. Caught, no! Oh my! That looked like money in the bank.
Yes, it did.
That looked like money in the bank on a pass downfield to Landon Lacey.
And Little John got hit on that too. Don't think he did.
He took a shot, yeah. That looked like Lacey was going to cruise into the end zone. So it brings up a 3rd and 10 for Butler at the Meadville 47. Yeah, he took a hit by one of the big tackles inside.
Yes, he did.
That looked like he took a shot from Alex Huff, the 260-pound defensive tackle.
Yeah, that was full tilt. He didn't slow up any to hit him. But he got the pass off beautifully, and he was wide open.
2:31 to go. Butler with a 3rd and 10 at the Meadville 47, trailing by 6, 26-20.
What a game. Great game.
Meadville with 14 points here in this 4th quarter, after having been down 22-12 at the end of 3.
Are the missed extra points going to come back to haunt them? That's going to be the key. Two plays.
Yes. All right, here we go. 3rd and 10 for Butler at the Meadville 47. Trip set to the right, slot left. Bulldogs coming with a stunt blitz. Little John looking, wants to run now, tucks it away, and jumps out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 4.
Here's the game. Game rests on one play. If you're Meadville, you have to play contain. You cannot let him get around the edge. If you do, you're probably going to win the game. Butler only has 1 TO.
2:23 to go. He went out of bounds. Smart move.
Oh, yeah.
Stopped the clock.
And he stuck the ball out. He got every yard.
He just has great field presence. Just you watch him in basketball.
No,
and he has great body control. He knows where he is in the game. So 4th and 4 for Butler at the 41 of Meadville.
This is it. He didn't touch him.
No, he didn't go. Long count by Butler. They didn't jump. Now Butler has to take a timeout.
Oh, it's the last one.
I don't know what. Not sure what happened there.
May have been trying to draw him off, to be honest, but now you're out of timeout.
And really didn't have a play called?
I don't know. I would have thought they had a play called, but I mean, they jumped. They just didn't. There was no contact. They didn't cross the zone.
This game's so reminiscent of our last game last year, the NA comeback against Seneca Valley, winning 27-26.
Oh, yeah, this is great football. I mean, like I said, it's come down to one play. Without timeouts, Meadville can run the clock out.
Oh, yeah, especially. All right, 4th and 4 for Butler at the 41 of Meadville. Braylon Littlejohn back. He's going to roll to his left. Here comes the pressure. He gets away from it. Here comes more. There's a block. It may
Oh, did he
throw
get hit?
down.
Oh! Oh, they called.
Intercepted?
No, called interference.
Did he call interference? I thought there was a block behind the back on the pursuit of Littlejohn, but I didn't see a flag. Let's see if we get a replay. If I was correct.
Boy, Littlejohn got hit after he threw it, too.
Pass interference. And George really, he was lucky, threw that into the crowd.
Right.
Let's see here. It comes back. And over here is where I thought there was a
kid.
block.
There's a kid.
There was a block in the back. But maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, did he get hit?
Yeah. Yeah, he got away. All they had to do was jump for the ball because there were three white shirts
It was
around.
overthrown, too, absolutely.
Yeah. So 1st and 10, Butler on that pass interference call puts the ball at the 26 with 2:10 to go. Littlejohn gets away from pressure, pulls it up, and he's going to be wrapped up and brought down at the 22-yard line.
You know, he did something smart there getting out of bounds.
Yes.
Very smart.
So 2nd and 6 for Butler at the 22. Spot it actually closer to the 21 to make it a 2nd and 5. Double slot formation. Motion. Littlejohn hands off on a sweep. Catafano on a sweep to the
Touchdown.
right. And he's going to score.
Beautiful.
Alexander Catafano on his first carry of the game.
Nothing like making it count, buddy. You see the push in the back there was on the line of scrimmage. Well, that was a nice run.
Yes. Alexander Catafano,
There was penalty
21
there.
yard.
There was penalty, no touchdown.
No, okay. I didn't see it.
I did. I saw
All right,
the penalty.
you
I
saw
didn't
it.
think they were going to call it. They've been bad tonight, not signaling touchdown, et cetera.
Yeah. Well, you know, maybe that was payback. I thought there was a block behind the back before on a pass play. So scratch that off. That penalty now moves it, makes it 3rd and 20. Moves the ball all the way back to the 37-yard line.
What is this guy?
I don't know.
What could make you just
Offside.
give them 5 yards like that? Why?
Yep. So that makes it 3rd and 15.
You know, the truth is you're not going to get him if you come anyway. He's just going to spin away. You're better containing him than going after him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If he's going to get away, he's going to spin.
Okay, so now we're reset, ready to go. It's 2nd and 15.
Yep.
Littlejohn back. Here comes the pressure. He's going to throw it. He's nearly out of bounds, incomplete.
2 plays, plenty of time, 109 seconds. You don't have to hurry, but you want to get at least half of this on 3rd down, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
1:49 to go here in the ball game. Meadville up 26-20. 14 points in this fourth quarter for the Bulldogs after being down 20-12. Butler with a 3rd and 15 at the Meadville 32. 3-man front, 4-man front. Here comes the pressure off the corner.
See what I mean?
They can't get him.
No.
They're trying to run him down. He's going to throw for the end zone.
Touchdown!
He scores.
Absolutely.
Landon Lacey. What a pass. Braylon Littlejohn.
Rolling left. Now that's a tough throw. I don't care. High school, college, that's a tough throw going away from your throwing shoulder. And he throws it from about
26 to 26, a minute 40 to go. Just a terrific performance here tonight
Oh, my.
by
Tremendous.
Littlejohn.
Tremendous.
One of the best we've seen in a long time here. The extra point is
Good.
good. Wow, what a game. Well, Miami of Ohio will be happy to see this game and his
absolutely.
performance.
Oh, my.
Hey, Coach, look at this. What do you want to do with him?
Yeah, let's put him. We can put him about 5 places. Kickoff is big. Meadville with 2 timeouts. Now you can't let them get the ball anywhere near the 50 because all of a sudden they have plenty of time with 2 timeouts.
Yeah, the thing you want to worry about here is a good kickoff return, which they've done. They've been pretty good in their kickoff returns.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Butler squibs it.
So Butler just a minute 40 away from snapping a 7-game losing streak.
Missed extra points, huh?
Well, our last 2 games have been 27, 26 games. And
Yeah.
this one's not over yet.
No.
All right, Mortimer set to kick it off. Lines it up on the right hash on a 40. He's going to boot it. Drops down, picked up, fumbled.
Reverse.
Hand off to Jacoby Thompson. And he takes it out of bounds, out across the 30 to the 32-yard line, where Meadville will put it in play with a minute 33 to go.
Minute 33, 2 timeouts. Need to go about 67 yards. Obviously, they're not going to try a field goal. I wouldn't think. They haven't kicked extra points on the first one. Didn't even get out.
But if they get in that situation, they might have to try it with Williams.
I think
They're a long way off. They're 70 yards away. 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
93 seconds, 2 timeouts. Make a play.
Meadville, they have Jacoby Thompson in at quarterback. He's their dual threat guy.
Butler defense needs to make a play.
It's still Reichel. He's going to throw. And the pass is incomplete.
Nope.
It was intended for Anderson.
Yeah, with 3 tornado defenders right around them.
So they have both quarterbacks in there. Tate Reichel and Jacoby Thompson. Nicholas Williams checks back into the lineup for Meadville.
He appears to have brought the play in.
Yeah, he's their best receiver. He's going to be split wide to the left. Jacoby Thompson in at fullback now. Reichel rolls left, looks, fires downfield. Incomplete, intended for Miller. 3rd and 10.
I've often wondered why coaches roll righties out to the left. It's hard enough to make that pass.
I could not agree with you more. A fine defensive work back there for Butler. by Landon Lacey and Alexander Catafano.
Oh, yeah, both those plays were covered. Timeout.
Well, you know, they're not going to, they have 2 downs to pick up the sticks and keep it alive, and just a minute 19 to go.
Yeah, no sense taking the timeouts on the bus with you, but the clock was stopped.
I always wonder about that. Sometimes in halftime of games, basketball and football, a team goes into the half, they didn't use any of their timeouts.
No.
They're not there in the second half. They're gone.
No, they don't. It's not like having money in the bank.
Yeah. 1:19 to go. 27-26, the Butler Tornado over the Meadville Bulldogs. Butler band dancing around. Here we go. See what Coach Ray Collins has called. Double slot formation. Jacoby Thompson back. Was it caught? Incomplete.
No, 4th down.
Incomplete.
One more stop for Butler. They need a big stop.
Again, you're right, George. They roll out, right-handed throwing quarterback to the short side of the field. When with a guy like Thompson, he can run. Why don't you bring him to the wide side of the field? Here we go. Once a coach, always a coach. All right, final deal for the Bulldogs. 4th and 10 at their own 30. Motion to the right. Jacoby Thompson rolling back, looking. He's under pressure. He's going to go down.
He got a first down.
Oh, there's a penalty marker down.
Absolutely. He grabbed his mask.
Oh, wow. Wow. Is it a face mask call?
Yeah, I saw him do it.
So it's going to give him 15 yards out to the 45. He must have been listening, did Coach Collins. He rolled him to the right, wide side of the field.
Watch this. Right. Nope. Right.
Oh,
there.
yeah, there's a face mask.
Absolutely.
No question. Oh, you always worry about those because you twist the guy's neck.
Oh, sure.
1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs.
The clock's running and they're in the huddle.
45-yard line. I see that.
Just wasted 10 seconds.
Double slot formation. Thompson back. Under pressure. Hit. Wrapped up. And finally dropped.
Big play.
Back at the
big play.
Back at the 35-yard line.
Holderman.
Loss at 10.
He's been in there all night, Holderman has. Great play.
Clock stops, 39 seconds. Loss of 10 on a play. Actually, they say a loss of 6 on a play. I'm surprised. Butler's coming really, really hard.
Yeah, but I don't think they're bringing more than 3 or 4. They're not selling out.
No.
They still have 7 in coverage.
And they're going back deep. So if you want anything, it's the underneath stuff that's open. If
you have to run with it.
If you're patient with that. 2nd and 16 for the Bulldogs at their own 39-yard line with just 39 seconds to go here in the game, with Butler leading by 1, 27-26. Jacoby Thompson rolls left, fires out in the flat. They're going to get a first down. Out to the Butler 45-yard line.
I'll tell you, he's right on that stick.
Yeah, I think it's a first down.
They did. They gave it. Nice play there. 32 seconds.
Pick up a 16 on that pass play. Boy, this sophomore quarterback, he's pretty good.
Absolutely.
32 seconds, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Butler 45. Thompson rolls right. Here comes the pressure. He wants to throw it away.
Butler bench wants to know who he was throwing it to.
Clock stops, 25 seconds.
He threw the flag at grounding. It was grounding. No one out there.
All right, they made the call, intentional grounding.
Yeah, that's what it was.
All right, they're sorting this out. Been a lot of powwows here tonight.
Too many.
They're going to march off. Did they march off 10?
Lost it down, too.
Lost it down.
2nd and 20.
Ball back at the 35. 25 seconds to go. Got one-on-one coverage out here with Williams.
What is?
More
These guys,
discussion.
I'll tell you.
Thompson back, wants to throw the home run ball down for Williams. And he has it. He caught it
Yes, he did.
at the 10. This Jacoby Thompson, George, a sophomore.
See why you need those timeouts then.
Well, you know, just before that, I said Williams has drawn single coverage, and they saw that and went to him. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Butler 10.
But if they don't throw to the end zone, the game's going to end, Eddie. They have to throw to the end zone 4 times.
Yes. I think Georgia, if they don't, they're gonna try Williams on a field goal. I would think so. That's just my guess at the end of the game.
Well, they're going to need time unless the clock stops. They're not.
Yeah,
going
they got to throw the end zone. 2nd and 10.
They're kicking.
Oh, they're going for it now. Williams to kick it. Tate Reichel to hold. The kick is up.
No good.
No good. Wow. Wow. Now I'm trying to look. Was that Williams who attempted that field goal? I believe it was. He is listed as their kicker.
On 1st down with 13 seconds.
Nine seconds.
Well, this is a nice play here. You kneel down and you get the victory.
Victory formation.
That's it, baby.
That's it. And the final, Butler 27, Meadville 26. What a football game here. Live on TV by Armstrong, your friendly neighborhood channel, and just a terrific football game. Exciting.
One of the best ones we've ever done.
Yeah,
Terrific,
I just said the last 2 games, 27-26 thrillers.
Absolutely.
Last year, NA and Seneca Valley. So let's go back quickly, recap the scoring. No one scored. It was 0-0 after 1. Then in the second quarter, Meadville at the 9:47 mark. Anderson scored in the 3-yard run. It was 6-0. The 2-point conversion failed. 80 yards in 7 plays for the Bulldogs. Then Butler came back at the 5:16 mark on a 13-yard touchdown pass from Braylon Littlejohn to David Graff. 60 yards, 13 plays for Butler. The kick failed. It was 6-6. Then Butler scored again just before the end of the half, the 1:23 mark. Landon Lacey on a 6-yard run. Mortimer to kick. It was 13-6 at the half. Then the third quarter, Meadville, Anderson scored on a 1-yard run, 2-point failed, 13-12 Butler, 73 yards and 12 plays for the Bulldogs. Butler came right back with Noah Ritchie scoring from 2 yards out. The kick was good. That made it 22-12 Butler after 3. Then the fourth quarter, Meadville came storming back. 11:07 mark, touchdown pass from Tate Reichel to Braylon Miller of 30-some yards. A 2-point failed, 43 yards and 3 plays for the Bulldogs. Butler up 20-18. Meadville came right back again on a touchdown run by Talir McClure from 3 yards out. 2-point conversion from Tate Reichel to Collins for 2. That made it 26-20 Meadville. 35 yards and 4 plays. And then here at the end of the game, Butler on Braylon Littlejohn's 32-yard touchdown pass to Landon Lacey. The extra point was good, 27-26. Butler holds off the Bulldogs at the end. The game ends with them trying a field goal from the 10-yard line. Butler snaps a 7-game losing streak with a 27-26 win.
Nice effort by both teams. Butler comes out on top in a great game. A one-man performance by Littlejohn that's as good as I've seen in this stadium.
Terrific. Just a terrific performance and a great football game all around, but two really good football teams. So for Butler, it's a big win. It snaps that losing streak and see what they can do the rest of the season. For us, we'll be back on the air September the 29th from North Allegheny High School when they take on the Pine Richland Rams. On behalf of Armstrong and all of our great support we've had here, and my sidekick, George Abraham, this is Ed Cody wishing you a good night.